Resident Evil 7's trophies were an absolute madhouse to get, and I hope by the end of the video I can convince you that they are as well, and perhaps motivate you to go for the platinum trophy for yourself. Welcome fellow gamers to a place where greatness knows no bounds. This is a completionist's quest, where we embark on an extraordinary journey to unlock every achievement and claim every trophy in the gaming universe. Today we're playing Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, and I'm going for the coveted platinum trophy. Let's get into it. Our story starts with our main protagonist, Ethan Winters, getting a video message from his missing wife, Mia. We learn that she's been MIA for a few years, and wait a minute. Did Capcom call her Mia because she's missing in action? Wow, Capcom. Wow. Being the good husband Ethan is, we go out to the middle of nowhere, Louisiana to try and find her. After parking our car and getting out, we simply get a trophy called She's Alive, and well, I feel pretty good seeing as I haven't even had to touch my controller yet, and we've already got our first trophy. As we're wandering around and clearly trespassing, we identify a burned pile of things that are smoldering. We come across a bag that hasn't been burned by the pile, and after ignoring the golden rule of never scavenging through a purse, we come through Mia's driver's license, which nets us our second trophy. So this game has flashbacks that you can experience by finding old VHS tapes, and after finding them, you can play them by finding a VCR and praying that the previous user was kind enough to rewind them so you're not exposed to an awkward scene or the climax of the film. The flashback is important to help show you where to go in current time or to help you in the future sections. But all we're really interested in here is finding a lockpick which we use to open up a drawer, which then in turn gives us the Master of Unlocking trophy, and I can't quite tell where I've heard that before in this series. After finishing the tape, we once again control Ethan and go back to the drawer that was unlocked via the flashback. We open it up to reveal an antique coin, which we're going to need for collecting all these on easy and normal difficulty. After finding Mia locked in a cage in the basement, we temporarily split up and find out Mia has turned into a creepy possessed bitch. She starts to attack us and we do our best to defend ourselves. After a gruesome fight, we finally kill her before getting curb stomped by Jack, who is the father of the household. We then get our next trophy properly titled,
Welcome to the family, son.
There's also a random trophy for closing a door that is open in the middle of me getting chased by Jack, and I wish I was kidding, but I'm not, as well as destroying our first of 20 Mr. Everywhere statues that are spread throughout the game. Once again reunited with our curb-stomping friend Jack, we have a good old brawl in the garage. Jack tries teaching us how to drive, and we eventually defeat him before things start getting really hot. He grabs us while he's on fire, and in my state of panic, I press the block button and get a trophy in the middle of this hug. Now finally in the basement of the house, we start exploring and find some drugs laying around. And of course, we're gonna take them, right? Well, you better believe it. Making horrible decisions you shouldn't make in real life, but always should make in video games, rewards us with another trophy. We also get a trophy for finally escaping the house, as well as getting closer to saving Mia. Oh, the Flash. That's right, I forgot the Flash came out. What did you think of it? You ain't getting away. As we view yet another VHS tape, this time we play as Mia, who is wandering around the guest house, trying to avoid Jack's wife, Marguerite. Well, let me tell you, she isn't the greatest person in the world either. Unfortunately for the Bakers, they've been controlled by the bioweapon Evelyn, and they've turned completely evil under her powers. As we're playing this tape, we control Mia, and while I will say I died a lot, I finally managed to escape while getting a trophy for not being seen. And I'll be honest with you all, I have no idea how I got this since I got caught so many times. Following in Mia's footsteps, we arrive at the old house, and man, this place has a lot of bugs. As any reasonable person would do, we decide to kill the little bastards, but no, we're not doing the standard squish tactic. We're shooting these little irritants with a good old-fashioned shotgun, baby, which unlocks our next trophy of killing 2 enemies with a single shot. We also managed to find this handy-dandy backpack which increases our inventory size, and upon picking it up, we get our next trophy. We once again run into Mia, who is barricaded by this chain link fence, and Ethan tells Mia to cut the crap. Hey, Mia.
No more bullshit, Mia.
I want some answers.
So the next bug we see, I decide to give it a good old-fashioned prison shank and get my next trophy for finishing off an enemy with the knife. Shortly after, we leave and get a trophy for uncovering the secret of the old house and move on to try and find Mia.
Or like a 10 to 15-ish minute break. Trophy!
We eventually find Mia and mystery phone woman Zoe, who's been helping us throughout the course of the game, in the boathouse, and we end up freeing them. We hand Zoe some items we've been collecting to create a serum to try and cure Zoe and Mia, but not before Jack comes out of the woodwork, quite literally, and busts through the boathouse to get us into yet another sweet, sweet boss fight. After defeating him, we head to the door to escape the boathouse, which is now on fire. As Zoe shows us where to go, Jack has one last ounce of fight in him and grabs Ethan as his back is turned. Zoe gives us the idea to use one of the serums she recently created to kill Jack permanently, and we do just that. We give Jack an old poke with the serum, and he eventually turns to this stone-like substance and eventually crumbles. This leaves us with a big decision now, with only one serum left and 2 people to cure. Who do we choose? Thankfully, the game gives us the option, and for the sake of the platinum, we end up having to choose both in the long run. But for now, we're going to choose Mia, since we came all the way here and have been on a pure warpath to save her after all. Regardless of who you choose, you eventually hop on a boat and get a trophy for escaping the Baker family home. After a brief cutscene where Mia and Ethan get separated, we now play as Mia, who wakes up next to a shipwreck. As we explore the ship, we run into Evelyn, who is the bioweapon responsible for making the Bakers go crazy. She's designed to eliminate enemies without the need for combat. She will be able to control people's minds for whomever she comes into contact with, and she wants Mia to watch a tape of her past to refresh her memory. And since I don't want someone to control our minds, we happily oblige. Doing so gets us yet another trophy. And really all I have to share about this flashback is that this guy right here, Alan Droney, is a dumbass. But more on that later. As we continue to make our way through the shipwreck, we use some corrosive material to open up a cabinet and find our last antique coin, giving us a trophy for collecting them all on easy and normal difficulty. We finally discover Ethan trapped in the mold and start to rescue him. Once freed, we once again control Ethan and are pushed out of harm's way by Mia before Evelyn fully takes control of her. Mia heroically locks herself in a room so she can't harm Ethan, and it's time to escape. Shortly after, we get a trophy for escaping the ship. As our playthrough slowly finishes up, we collect one last document to get the trophy for reading all files in a single playthrough, for trophy number 19, and also get another trophy for destroying the 20th and last Mr. Everywhere statue, which is also, coincidentally, our 20th trophy that we've earned thus far. We create a neurotoxin that can kill Evelyn, and once and for all, it's time to confront her and kill her. We play a little bit of red light, green light before injecting her with the neurotoxin, ending our hallucination we've been having of her most of the game. It's revealed to us that the grandma we've been seeing throughout the game was actually Evelyn this entire time. Evelyn starts to transform into the mold and starts turning into this hideous-looking thing. Finally killing her once and for all and her crumbling into nothingness, we get greeted by some random guy named Redfield, who I don't believe I've seen in this series before. With our first playthrough complete, this gives us 2 more trophies, one for beating the game on easy difficulty, and one for getting ending 1, which is for giving the serum to Mia. The second of 3 playthroughs I'm doing are for some miscellaneous trophies I missed before, as well as some challenge trophies. So, sparing you all the details of the story again, these are some of the trophies that I unlocked on my second playthrough. Our first one is for placing a wrong item in one of the few silhouette puzzles in the game. Apparently this VHS tape does not, in fact, look like an eagle.
And there's the trophy.
The next is in the Jack Chainsaw fight section, where we need to duck one of Jack's attacks, as well as after Marguerite so rudely slams the door on us, we need to clean the spiders off the door using only a knife.
Trophy!
Speaking of Marguerite, there's a few trophies I need to clean up here, and unfortunately for her, it's not cleaning up her underside. There's a trophy related to fighting her off and making her run away in the old house. As well as once we're actually in the boss fight with her, we need to shoot her and knock her back while she's leaping at us.
There we go. Give me that trophy. Woo!
From there, I need to complete one of the flashback VHS tapes, which is a puzzle section named Happy Birthday in under 4 minutes. And this trophy is a little tricky, as well as not as easy as it sounds. It took me about 4 to 5 tries, and my best run was roughly 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
4.5 minutes. There we go.
Another trophy we're going to unlock will make Walter White proud, as we get the trophy named First Place at the Science Fair for creating all items possible with the chem fluid and strong chem fluid found throughout the world. We also get a trophy for attaching a remote bomb to an enemy. We sure stuck it to him, didn't we?
The first time. Kaboom. Bastard.
And for beating the game a second time, we get 3 trophies. One for beating the game within 4 hours.
There's one.
One for not using the item box more than 3 times, and another for not healing more than 3 times. And with that, my friends, we only have 5 trophies left, including that sweet, sweet platinum. But this will definitely be the hardest part of the platinum, as we now have to play on Madhouse difficulty. Not only that, but we also need to collect all the antique coins again, as there are more to find throughout this playthrough, 33 to be exact. Enemies hit harder and are more aggressive. Jack is more aggressive when he roams the house looking for you, and there are more enemies and stronger enemies in certain parts of the game. This is a very tough playthrough, but thankfully, in typical Resident Evil fashion, there's some things we can use to help us. There's items you can use to help boost your defenses, a bonus pistol you can unlock, and my personal favorite, the circular saw. This saw will shred enemies in mere seconds and can save you a lot of time and ammunition versus the molded enemies. The only caveat is these take additional inventory spaces and can make certain parts of the game tricky. Personally, I like a balance of getting the natural feel of a game's hardest difficulty, but will definitely use these bonus weapons when needed if I get stuck for a prolonged period of time. We collect our final antique coin of the playthrough for the Mad Pelicans trophy for getting all coins on Madhouse difficulty, and this time we're saving Zoe for an alternate ending where we have to kill Mia in a final fight. And this time, I mean kill her.
I'll go kill that bitch.
This eventually gets us a trophy for getting ending number 2, and after killing Evelyn and stopping the bioweapon one last time, we get trophies for completing the game both on normal and Madhouse difficulty, and thus getting us that beautiful platinum trophy. And there is the platinum, bio splattered. And now it's time for the awards ceremony. Resident Evil 7 has 37 trophies. That breaks down to 22 bronze, 12 silver, 3 gold, and of course the platinum trophy. It took me roughly 13 hours to get the platinum, but this is with prior knowledge of the game, having played it when it was released back in 2017. I have 3 awards that I'm going to be giving out with each game I complete. The first is the Smile Award, which goes to my favorite trophy to unlock in a playthrough. The inaugural winner goes to Out Before Dessert for beating the Happy Birthday tape in under 5 minutes. It was a good balance of fun and challenging trying to get it, and to be honest, this trophy list was pretty bland overall, but still very fun to get. My award for the biggest bug or worst trophy has to go to Flyswatter for shooting Marguerite as she's leaping at you. This trophy was a pain to get, albeit I was just very bad at trying to shoot her, even with a shotgun. Still, this trophy can suck an egg. And lastly, my final award, while not about trophies, needs a bit of an explanation first. Every game I play, I like to designate a schmuck of the game, or someone that is the biggest idiot that I come across. Well, my internet friends, this award is named after the biggest schmuck not only from this game, but possibly in all of gaming history. The Alan Droney Award of Schmuckery goes to none other than Alan Droney himself. For being an agent, quote-unquote, this man is single-handedly responsible for letting the bioweapon Evelyn out. Everything that happens in this game is solely his fault. Evelyn getting loose, Evelyn turning the Bakers evil, turning Mia evil, killing everyone on the ship that Mia and himself were on. Had it not been for Ethan, there's a very good chance that Evelyn starts to destroy the entire world. As things get out of control, he states, "At least I'm already dying."
Where's Evie?
She's out of control. Without the treatments, she's deteriorating.
Well, it's a good thing I'm already dying.
So he doesn't have to go see the world turn to complete hell. And on top of it all, he calls the evil bioweapon a little bitch, which puts the final nail in his coffin.
She trusts you.
Popcorn.
Bitch, never trust. Okay, wait. Evie, no, Evie.
Alan,
I didn't mean to
listen.
call you that.
I genuinely could go on and on about how big of an idiot this guy is, despite only getting maybe 4 minutes of screen time at most. And one last thing, he clearly is reaching out for Mia to help him in this situation as he's dying, only for him to beg for her not to touch him. Truly gaming's biggest schmuck. The award rightfully goes to you and will forever be named in your disgrace. Congrats on the award, though. Well, that's it for the award ceremony, and that's it for Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it. If there's anything you'd like to see added or changed to the video or to the awards, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'll see you all in the next episode, and until then, take care.